I need to step away for
Yeah, they
just
were.
a second. I am so sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, I will be back.
So,
Oh,
Lane,
thank you.
it's the 2024 election, and you find
Oh
yourself in a
gosh,
booth.
here
are
we
you?
go. So are we actually doing it, or what are we? I'm confused.
I don't know.
I just work here. Oh, you're gonna drown her.
Wait. This is giving me a flashback. Didn't you drown her once? Oh wait,
Oh
no,
my-
Izzy. I thought you would land on the lily pad. Lane, help!
She's looking around. Okay, she's back.
Oh, okay, she's back. Oh, hey, Izzy.
Let me get her chair back down.
I don't know where your saddle
I don't.
went.
Yeah, I don't have her saddle.
She must be close by. Oh, she's flying now. Izzy, wait! Okay.
There, Izzy, you can get on the chair again.
Now we just gotta get her to get on it. I'm pushing her to the ladder. This way, Izzy, follow me. Lane, I'm sorry I derailed your podcast.
Nope, because this is beautiful. I don't think we've never had anything like this happen on this podcast.
This way. I did it!
Even if this doesn't go in the podcast, I've got to use this for a video now.
Have a seat, bud. There you go. I did it!
Good job. Crisis averted.
Nothing happened. Don't tell her.
Viewers, you say nothing.
Yeah, don't. I see you in the comments. I see you!
And this is why we leave things recording on the server.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome back to the Castworks podcast. This is part 2 featuring Captain Wishbone.
Hello. It is I, your favorite captain.
That is valid. You are indeed my favorite captain.
Do we have more than one?
Lane, stop it. Well, there's Captain Crunch.
Oh, well,
He's
yeah,
cool.
you're
That's true.
definitely better than that one.
Oh, look,
Whoa.
look. Okay, he is better than Captain Crunch, but Captain Crunch is a good, solid second place.
Yeah, we're good in different ways. How about that?
Yeah,
Captain
very-
Crunch and I, like, you would never consume me, and I
That's
would
true.
hope, that you would never watch a Captain Crunch episode. So we both have different talents, Captain Crunch and I.
I mean, valid.
Can't
All
argue
right,
with that one, no
so-
matter how hard I tried.
Right. As always, this is part 2 where we have the Craftworks fan Discord, link in the description, by the way.
Woo!
We have questions from the viewers, and we're just gonna go through some of those. Cap, I'm assuming you've seen some of these, so
Yeah, I have read through some. Yep.
I'm gonna start with this one because I'm really curious on this myself. John asks, "What is your most fond memory of Craftworks?"
Oh. I really struggled with this one. John, that was a great question. I think so it's not necessarily just one moment, but every time I make someone laugh, it just brings me so much joy. And I hope that doesn't sound conceited or arrogant or anything, but
No,
my
no.
first memories were from the dragon fight in season 1, obviously.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the times that I died, and Baby Unicorn was she laughed and chuckled, and then she was like, "Oh no!" And just I can
Yeah.
still hear it in my voice, and it just makes me smile. And I've done that to Emmy. She's laughed, and then I always in my editing, I always let it go just a little bit longer than I should, and then I cut it. And I don't know, it makes me smile.
I do the same thing with my editing. When somebody's laughing, I like to keep that in there.
Yeah, it makes a difference. It feels different, I think.
It does. It does.
Those are my favorite memories. There was one of Oda. I can't remember. I think it was when I was accusing him of stealing my diamonds, and he was just kind of laughing at me. And I was like, oh, he's got such a good laugh.
He
does have
really
a good
does.
laugh.
That was one of the ways I edited the Chunk Lock videos before I was invited to Craftworks. Was anytime I made Oda laugh, I made sure to keep it in because, oh my gosh, I won! I'm winning at life.
Yep. I got the elusive Oda chuckle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
DJ set was good. There's a lot of good times we've had here.
Yeah, I'm gonna share one of my favorite memories with Cap, and I feel
Uh-oh.
like this is gonna be I feel like a lot of the viewers, at least the long time Craftworks viewers, will share this same sentiment. And I know we've talked about it amongst us as Craftworks members, but me personally, my favorite moment is in the dragon fight when we were resummoning the dragon and you just yelled another one.
Yeah.
And then you died to the
Yeah.
crystal, and the way I edited that was so perfect. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I remember that. A second one? 'Cause
Yes.
I don't know that I ever knew you could resummon the dragon. So I showed back up and I'm like, hey, good work, everyone. High fives, attaboys all around. And then I'm like, so what's going on with them floaty bits? And yeah, then I died. It was great.
Yeah. And then it was when you said Jittery was the potato kind of gal. I
Oh
love
my
that
gosh,
so
her reaction
much.
to that was sublime.
We still
It
quote
was-
that. That's so funny.
We do, yeah. No,
I'm not
we've
sure if
we've
I
had a
should
lot
be
of great
flattered or
memories.
offended.
We've
That
had a lot
whole
of great
first
memories.
season of trying to take your ship was great.
It was, yeah.
The dream sequence was great. Our interviews. Do you remember the interviews?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes.
My favorite moment from the interviews was like, how long have you stared at the sun? What's your sun stare record? And Lane, you were like, oh geez, no more than a few seconds, Cap. That's really dangerous. And then I immediately did a split cut to Impala, who's like, I don't know, 30 seconds maybe. It was so good.
Yeah, it was perfect. And did you ever find the dad jokes that I left in your hoppers on your pier?
In my hoppers on my pier.
Yeah, for season 1.
Did I have a
Yeah,
pier?
Well, you had like the little, I don't know if it's a boardwalk or a pier, but you know, like the little
Oh.
walkway you had above the water there, looking out at the
Yeah,
ships.
that's right.
Yeah,
I
left-
might have.
I left dad jokes in there, and I like it went months without you having noticed it, and I was wondering if you had ever caught on to it.
I probably didn't. I'm kind of a like, especially in that time. Like, my wife was. Let's see, when was that? That must have been right near the end of the season. So she was probably in her 3rd trimester, and so it was like I will get on only to do what I need to do. You know, like I
Yeah.
had no time to do anything else. So
Yeah. Well, you can still find them in the world download. At least I did check that.
someone send me screenshots. I need to know.
So the next question that I have here is from Tara, and they ask, "How in all the universes do you stay motivated?"
Oof. I read that question and I was like, "You think I'm motivated?" Oh, like I am probably the least motivated person ever. I don't know. Sometimes I look for excuses not to do something, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like there's people excited to see my content, so let's put out some content. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I know from watching your videos, you come off with a level of confidence and everything in your videos that it just seems like you're always so motivated to do things.
I think once I have an idea in mind, I can be driven to that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like when I'm sitting there with my family, it's like, I really just don't want to go sit in that chair. I don't want to go edit, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I
I
get
don't
it.
know.
I never want to edit, but
But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at that project over there and I'm like, this is so daunting. Like, I am so scared. I just don't want to do it. But I do it because, I don't know. There's 320 some odd people who have subscribed to me expecting me to do something. So I just do it. That probably doesn't answer your question. Sorry, Tara. Thanks for the question anyways.
all right. Well, the next question is from our very own E.
Love it.
And E asks several different questions here. So we're gonna ask a couple of them here. She says,
Mm-hmm.
"What is Cap's favorite song to sing and or play?"
Right now, it's Monsters by James Blunt. Have you heard that one?
The name sounds familiar.
It was on American Idol. It was a big deal a couple years ago. But I learned it on my guitar, and I that's kind of my lullaby for my baby. It's pretty.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can sing it because of copyright, but
Yeah.
I'm going to anyways to make your life harder. Oh, before they turn off all the lights. Okay, I'm gonna stop singing there.
There we go.
Hey, official channel's not monetized yet. It's not going to be a problem for another however many subscribers it's going to take for us to get to there.
Well, like 800 more. Like this channel just hit 200 subscribers, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's big. Expect
so-
another 3 just after
Yes.
this episode.
There we go. There we go. Look, we take all of them that we can get. If you're watching this and you're not yet subscribed, I do highly encourage so you don't miss out on any more future Castworks podcast things or wow words, any future podcast episodes or any other channel announcements or anything like that. Right, and let's see, what else did E ask? If Cap had to live in a genre, story or song, what would it be?
When I think of
That's-
genre, I think music. So I don't
Yeah.
know what story genre, like fantasy or what is she asking?
Maybe like fantasy or something like that.
Yeah, it would be like what setting? So fantasy, historical fiction, sci-fi.
Oh.
But it could probably be music
Man.
genre too. Like what would be the if you could only pick one? Which genre would that be?
I don't. My favorite genre of music is like classic rock, like I don't know, Journey, and
Yeah,
that. I think it would be fun to live in that time period. The cars were
absolutely.
cool. I don't know. Look, the hairstyles sucked, but I don't have much hair anyway, so whatever. Um,
The hairstyles were different back then for sure.
and that was a
Especially
lie. I
for
have
the
a lot of
men.
hair. I was kidding. Now you don't know. Am I telling the truth? What is it?
I don't
But
know.
I think country music makes me the most thoughtful. You know? Like if I'm ever like disagreeing with my wife, I listen to country music and it's like, "Oh man, I don't know how good I've got it. I got
Aw.
to call her," you know what I mean? It just makes me so pensive. And I don't think I would like living in the wild wild west, but like I don't know. That's a genre of music that makes me feel like I'm the best person that I could be.
Aw, I like that. I need to go rethink my favorite genre now.
Yeah.
It's like what kind of a person do I feel like while I'm listening to this?
Yeah, that's actually a really
I
good
think
way
I'm-
of
yeah.
describing that.
I feel like mine's going to change every day. So,
Yeah. Oh, I got a fish. It's yours.
oh, thank you.
What have you been doing this whole time?
I told you I can't multitask. My rod's just in the water.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll start fishing.
No, you're good.
I gotta meet my fish quota.
All right, so the last E question I'm going to ask here, Cap, is do you have any advice for chronic people or creators?
For chronic people or creators.
And or creators.
And/or creators, like the
And-
Star
yeah.
Wars movie. I've never seen it. So let me first, like, anytime I give advice, I fear that someone will take it as, well, it's obvious that you're not doing this, or by somebody doing something contrary to my advice, I'm shaming or not proud of or not supportive of what they're able to accomplish via their methods. So let me just get that out of the way. Yeah, I'm not an advice kind of guy, but having some experience being chronic myself, I would say, well, kind of like we talked about last week, like it doesn't have to define you. So don't let it define you. Don't let it become your whole personality, and don't let it change you. You know, like you can still be yourself. You are not your illness. You are a special and a unique individual that deals with the illness. Does that make sense?
Makes
I don't know if
perfect
any of
sense,
that's
I think, yeah.
coming across. It's really, I mean, if it's really chronic, then it's not going away. So all you gotta have, you just have to find a way to coexist with it. For me, in my situation, I mean, I couldn't do sports. I couldn't run. Sometimes I couldn't walk. I couldn't. My family is in mechanic work. I can't learn to do mechanics because like you smash fingers and get caught and stuff like that. So like you just have to like acknowledge your limitations. Essentially, is what I'm saying, and you just have to accept that there's some things that you just won't be able to do. You're just not capable to do it. But if you let that aspect hamper like your everyday life, like all the other aspects, all the good aspects of your life that you're capable of, then it'll bring your whole life down. So there's a lot that you may not be able to do, but if you work on magnifying the things that you can do, then you'll have a better outlook on life, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Can
Makes
I-
sense.
Can I add to that?
please.
There was, well, as many know, Lane and I tend to communicate through Instagram Reels. And one of the ones that I sent him was of an actor that I tend to follow. He's a British actor. I do not know his name, so I'm so sorry. But he was being interviewed, and at one point somebody asked him, like, how do you improv? So, like, what we talked about last week. And the advice that he gave was in story form. So he said he was practicing for a stage production, and what he was supposed to do was to barge in on stage with, like, super angry. But he couldn't because there was a chair that was not blocked correctly, so not put on stage correctly, and it was blocking the door. And he kind of just like shyly like peeked in as far as he could and asked the directors like, what do I do? And the director's like, why did you stop? And he's like, there's a chair in the way. I don't know what to do. And he said, well, work with it. Work with the difficulty. Throw the chair out of the way. Make it part of the scene. Sometimes that stuff like that will make the scene even better. So like what we talked about with improv, some of the best things that have ever happened on our channels are stuff we didn't plan for. So if you work with the difficulty, sometimes your life could be even better than if you had, well, obviously, if you had let it deter you from doing whatever it was that you were trying to accomplish, but it could also be even better than it would have been if you didn't have the difficulty at all. So I don't know. I look back on that story a lot, and I think it's very
Yeah.
interesting.
That's one that
Yeah.
comes across my mind from time to time after you sent that to me. When you immediately started with Instagram Reels, I had a feeling that's where that one was going.
It's a core
Yeah,
memory.
and I love that. It's like, because like you said, like it could be that much better. And what did you learn because of your illness or chronic situation that has made you who you are today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have pursued music. I wouldn't have gone into music. And I would have missed out on a ton of opportunities. I wouldn't be a performer. I wouldn't be on stage. Like, I don't know what my life would be like right now if I were as strong as the rest of my family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be way different.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. To a slight degree, you have to be a little bit grateful for it
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. Only by turning the heat up can you make noodles. I think I don't make food.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that's how that saying goes.
It's something along those lines.
along
Yeah.
Something about noodles. Man, I love noodles.
Oh, I'm hungry now.
I mean, yeah. Look, I
I'm gonna have to go get a
remembered
grilled
to get
cheese.
dinner.
One sec, I gotta pick a tie.
Go pick a tie.
I remembered to get dinner before I sat down for this episode, so I'm doing
There
good.
you go. Wise. Was it Taco Bell?
No, it's Pizza Hut.
Hey, let's go.
All right, let's see what other questions we've got here. Oh, wait, I forgot there's Norm's questions and everybody else all the way up here.
Oh boy. You know, as I was taking notes, I put Norm's questions in its own subcategory.
Oh, you have to. You pretty much have to.
Yep.
All right, so on a less serious note, Sunless Sky asked, would you rather only be able to eat comically small food or comically big food?
Captain Wishbone would do whatever's funnier. So, okay, let's put this in a scenario. I walk into a movie theater. I've got a backpack on, and the guy says, "Hey, no smuggling food in here. What's in the bag?" And I say, "I don't know, tapeworms." And he's like, "Checks out." And I said, "I'm a captain." And I walk in, and he says, "Nothing." He says nothing. And then I walk in. So then I get in there, and I put the backpack on the floor, and I unzip it all the way down as far as the zippers will go, and I pull out the entire backpack's mass of a single popcorn kernel, and I chow on that. Would that be funnier than going to a party, a BIOS party, BYOS, bring your own snacks, with nothing? No bags, no casserole dishes, and they're like, "Hey, whoa, man, you didn't bring your snacks." And then I reach into my pocket and pull out a handful of tiny corn on the cobs. They're about 3 inches long, and I nibble on them like a tiny mouse.
Okay, but both of those are pretty comical. I don't know which one would win in that scenario.
That would be hard. And ironically, they both feature corn.
Yeah.
That I
think we
Shouldn't
know
have
what Cap
pointed
is
that out.
craving. Yeah.
yeah,
Get this man some corn.
Yeah.
corn
Okay.
is good.
Oh.
I think it would be the comically large popcorn.
I think so, yeah. I don't
That's
know,
what I would
chat.
vote
I'm
for.
gonna let you guys decide on that.
Yep. Put it in the comment section. I need to know. And then I'm gonna need to source a styrofoam giant corn kernel soon.
So there's another one here from Sunless, and this was one that I think about a lot myself because I consider myself pretty blessed to be able to work with everybody here, and not just here in Craftworks, but all the friends that I've made outside of Craftworks as well. The Hitchhikers folks, the Lotus folks, the Backyard folks, the Channel 64 folks, all the people.
Yeah.
And this is one that periodically comes into my head. And Sunless asks, how has this community affected your life? And, I'll even expand that to, like, anybody outside of Craftworks that you've had the pleasure of chatting with or working alongside.
Yeah, this might go back to Tara's question about motivation. And I think
Yeah, I get it. I get it completely. I feel like I knew right away that I enjoyed doing YouTube, but I didn't know how much I would enjoy it 6 months down the line had I not have reached the point that I wanted to with my channel, or had I had not have met Izzy and E and Wendigo, and then Oda got in touch with me, and then met the Craftworks folks and everybody else. Because of the people that I've gotten to work with, again, everybody inside and outside of Craftworks, and not just here, but the fans. They're a very, very big reason as to why I've continued to do what I do. And they've
Yeah.
made me love it even more than I did when I first started.
Yeah. Well, I think there's something to be said for being able to do it for yourself, you know,
Yeah.
independent of other influences or support. But we're in the creative business, in the expression and presentation business, and if we're presenting it to nobody and nobody likes it, then we got to start rethinking it. But to have such
Right.
a community where it's like, man, I genuinely would, if I were on a trip to, I can't remember where people live, I don't know. If I were on a trip to somewhere that you lived, I would honestly consider reaching out and being like, hey, let's go grab some lunch.
Yeah.
Like, it's unique. I don't think every community is this way. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think the community that we've built here, members and fans that we've got, I think we've got something special for sure. All right. So the next question that I'm going to ask is from Genesis, and they ask if you could bring one item from Minecraft to real life and vice versa, what would it be?
One item.
Yes, like one item, one
Uh,
block, what whatever.
If I so I love the Elytra, but seeing how often I die in game, I don't think that's wise.
No, definitely not.
So probably not that. But if I had like, I don't know, some black booties of slow falling or fall protection or something, I would bring Elytra, so I could not die when I did that.
I've
That'd be cool.
honestly, I looked at this question, and at the time, I was trying to give myself answers way back when we asked it, and
Yep.
I've not thought about it since. I forgot what my answer was.
It's hard. It's hard being on the spot. It goes back to what I said earlier. Like I'm totally fine with the game, so I'm not sure I would bring anything IRL in. But
Yeah.
what would I want outside? I don't know. Izzy, what do you think?
Edible eggs.
Oh, here we go. I knew it
enough.
was coming.
Oh, I feel like I have so many notes about this, but I'm not nothing's coming to mind right now.
We're professionals. We know what we're doing. We promise.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just content. We're just happy.
Exactly. Colored lighting, but I'm pretty sure that is a feature that's like on its way there.
In-
Yeah.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
All right, so Tara also asks if you have a Minecraft quirk, like, for example, the way Mumbo presses shift with his thumb, or I don't know if you've seen Ethos, like the way he's got his desk set up.
Yeah, he crosses his arms a little.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah. Do you
When
have
I-
anything
yeah,
like that?
Well, when I had my arm in a sling, I was essentially doing that. I took both the armrests off. Well, I put on my favorite tie and asked my wife to take the armrests off of my chair, and then I put like a lap board down, and then I just had my arm, and my keyboard was essentially under my right armpit, so that I could still use my. It was awful. Don't do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Normal without any handicaps. My R key is my sprint because my
Oh, that's
hands are-
weird.
yeah, it's kind of my fingers are kind of long. It's part of the OI. It's part of my disorder.
Yeah.
And so like I can't really bend my pinky down that far consistently to sprint. I don't know. I'm trying it right now, and it's like you're gonna break something, Cap. Slow down. But the other thing is like I don't have a second monitor, like a second computer monitor. So I stole a TV from a nursing home once. They were cleaning out a room, and I was like, I'll take that. So I just have I have a TV sitting above my desk that I use for my second screen.
Yeah. I get
That's-
that. My TV used to be my second screen too, so
Okay, yeah. So maybe it's not as quirky, but I can't think of anything else. I honestly don't do anything super whack.
yeah. Well, back then my TV screen had to be my second monitor because of my old setup, but
Oh yeah. No, I still got a laptop. I just like you. I have a laptop. And
yeah.
it
But I
just
was
stays
running
plugged
the
into that screen.
HDMI from across the living room to this into this thing while sitting on the floor with this laptop on a coffee table. So
Yeah, dude,
That
you
was-
motivate me. That was impressive.
it was a wild time, man. I don't miss those days. I honestly, like, I take what I have now for granted. Like, I complain now because my chair is like so uncomfortable now. I've sat in it so much. I really desperately need a new chair. I'm probably about to order one before going to bed tonight because I think I finally narrowed in on one I want. Even though I complain now about this, I could not go back to sitting on the floor Using the pillow as my cushion. Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I hear
man.
you. That's wild.
I just play with
Yeah.
subtitles on.
I don't think that's that weird though. I've seen other creators do that.
Yeah.
Like, can you interpret what voice mad is saying? Voice mad. Voice mad. Voice mod is saying.
No, but I can tell you when there's a squid nearby without seeing it.
That would have saved my life.
All
Very
right,
cool.
let's see here.
Thank you.
All right, so this next question comes from Millie, and this is one that I'm also curious on. I'm curious about a lot with you, Cap. I quite enjoy everything you do.
I am an enigma.
You are. I'm gonna ask this, and then I'll provide my answer afterwards. But
Oh,
well, after
okay.
your answer. But she asks, "What's your favorite episode you've done so far? Not
That
just
I've-
Craftworks, but any video.
Just ever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say my favorite time lapse. If you haven't seen my first Titanic episode, it's time lapse. I am so freaking proud of that.
You
So
should
I'm
be. It
gonna-
was really good.
I was like super conflicted on the song, and then I just because I usually have that calypso going for my little time lapse music, and I'm like, that's just not Titanic, you know. So
Yeah.
I looked for hours for the right song, and I settled on this one, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to make it work. I'm on time crunch, and it turned out. It turned out. So if you haven't seen it, go click that button and watch it. Even if you have to skip to the last 2 minutes, it's great. I'm so proud of it.
I was actually playing Phasmo with Norm and Melissa last night, and both of them agreed that that time lapse was awesome. Melissa said that as she was watching it, like she almost teared up.
Oh wow. Yeah, I got chills a couple times. Like when the music hits so hard, it's like
Yeah,
that's my editing style. Like I go for music first.
yeah.
But my favorite episode, bar none. First, my favorite 100% is my season 1 tour. My Kraftwerk season 1 tour. Yeah,
Oh,
just
with
what
the-
just what I had. Yeah, just what I had to do with that music video. Like it's
Oh,
not my
yeah,
song.
yeah,
It's copyrighted, but like how do I make this work anyways, you know?
yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to teach them how to play 2 videos at the same time, and if they're really good at it, they're going to swing this and it's going to be freaking dope. And I still go back and watch that. I was so proud of that.
It was really good. And for the record, like that's my favorite, one of my favorite Matchbox 20 songs. So that made me happy.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Oh man, yeah. No, I think out of what I've seen of your content, which has been pretty much all of it, except for maybe your first or second videos. I
Lane's
think
not a true fan. Lane's
Oh,
not
here
a,
we
you heard
go.
it here first. Lane's not a true fan. He's not.
Here we go. No,
Lane,
I
I'm sorry.
think,
You're a true fan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean-
thank you, Cap.
I'll sit down.
I only ate the carrot of friendship. Okay.
You destroyed my future with that move.
But yeah, I think for me my favorite one was your transition from your
Oh, my solo
Your-
world to Kraftwerk.
yeah, your solo world to Craftworks with the way you animated like the ship moving around. Like I still have no idea how you did that, but you did it beautifully.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I was proud of that for a while.
Yeah.
I go back and look at it sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, like I don't know. We're all our own worst critics, right? And I just
Yeah.
look at it thinking, man, I should have had it move this way and then that way, or move more with the landscape. I don't know. I'm my own.
Yeah.
I'm my own. But
I mean, we all do that though, you know. I mean, like, if for instance, like one of my best performing videos was episode 1 of Chunk Lock, and
Okay,
to
yeah.
this day, it's my favorite video that I've edited. But I remember before rendering it, I proof watched the video, and at this time was when I was really experimenting with the sound effects and the subtitles and everything.
mhm.
And so, like, I did a pop effect where it popped up the Chunk Lock logo on the screen, but the pop sound effect ended up like half a second before or after. I can't remember.
Oh no.
The logo
Oh, no.
popped up on screen, but like it didn't do that in the original copy of it before. Like I had rendered it and uploaded it. I didn't
Yeah.
notice it until after it was rendered and already uploaded and was released.
Those are the things that eat at you.
Yeah, because like I even went back to the footage because I keep backups of everything in DaVinci. I went back to it, and I even seen where it didn't, where like it lined up in DaVinci, it just did not render properly.
That's awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I still love the video nonetheless, but
Sure.
But and I guess we're gonna deviate. I'm gonna deviate a little bit, if you don't mind, a little bit from the fan questions, because
Uh-oh.
I think this is one that we didn't ask. But how do you feel your? Why am I pointing at my screen like you can see me pointing? how,
I
how,
felt it all the way from Arkansas. I was like, uh-oh, what is that?
How do you feel your editing style has evolved since you started?
Since I've started, so at first I was just like, I have to show everything, you know? I'm really proud of this build. I have to show it. I have to make sure it's seen on camera. But the longer I go, I feel more pride in the funnier moments, you know? And
Yeah,
so I rely more on the audio than on the visual stuff.
makes
So
sense.
like I'll load up a clip and then I'll see where the audio starts and where it ends. And then like I'll have to listen to it a few times. And most of the time when I trim clips down, I do it with my eyes closed so I can hear how the tempo kind of sounds. There's a tempo in conversation, you know? And so
Yeah.
if I can listen to it and just like with my eyes closed, like, okay, this has to come forward a little bit or get pushed off, or it would be really funny to have like a comedic silence or a, you know, kind of a very glaring audio silence there. And so that's how I edit. I actually close my eyes for half of it.
That's a very interesting take on it. I've never thought to do that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, and sometimes like if I do that trimming and then I open my eyes and it looks like crap, it's like, okay, I gotta figure
Well,
something
then,
else
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll even like copy a clip and then stack it on top of itself in a different track, and then I'll mute one and enable the other, and then I'll just move the audio slice over so that it
Yeah.
doesn't disturb the video segment. So it looks like it's all just one clip, but my audio lines up the way I want it.
That's kind of neat. I've never thought to do that before.
Yeah, it makes it look really hairy, and it comes out like I'll end up with like 140 individual clips per episode, and
Ooh, yeah.
it's a really big. It's like 35 storage units.
Yeah.
What are the storage units?
Gigabytes?
Bits? Gigabytes. It has that many gigabytes. It's a big file. Next
yeah,
question,
that's-
please.
Okay, great.
I'm rambling. I lost my train of thought, and I was
No,
like,
you're
"Someone
good.
interrupt! Save me!"
All right, now I'm on to the norm questions. I'm trying to scroll through here.
Speed round. Here we go.
Okay. So he asked this question. I feel like currently I know the answer, but I want to know if there's anything in the past as well. What is the build you are most proud of and why?
It's going to be the Titanic, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, I knew that one was coming.
But the one I'm most proud of, I think it's the end ring, to be honest.
That
I was
end
pretty
ring was
proud of
super
your.
cool.
I loved that, but I liked your I liked the ship, but it wasn't my ship. I copied that, you know. The end
Yeah.
ring, it was like, okay, how big of a circle do I need to make? And I made the circle, and then I was like, okay, how do I augment this circle? And so I allowed myself to be a little imperfect. Most of the time, I'm kind of set. What's the word like? I struggle with word finding, by the way.
Yeah, no,
you knew
I
that?
do too. It's okay. You're in good
What-
hands.
I'm very particular. That's the word. Sometimes I'm very particular about like proportions and size and where blocks go, but like I'm not typically a builder, and I allowed myself to build, and that was fun.
And it turned out great. I really like how your end ring turned out last season. And I think
Yeah, thank you.
like just overall what we did with the end was cool, but I really think like that end ring was the icing on top. I remember going out there afterwards and seeing it and was like I genuinely was impressed with it.
Oh, thanks.
All right, let's
Izzy, are you feeling
see.
okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, my throat's really sore, so I'm just limiting.
Oh no, it's okay. I just feel bad. I feel like I haven't given you much room to talk.
Oh,
but-
I don't want it. I feel bad for not talking. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured you were
sorry.
in pain somewhere, which is why we've just I've kind of just started bleeding and letting it go.
That's okay. Sorry.
yeah.
No,
I want
no,
to
you're
make
good.
sure you feel seen.
I
Yes.
am.
I
I feel seen. Thank you.
All right, let's see what else Norm asks. He says, "How many cap and wishbones could a cap and wishbone if a cap and wishbone could cap and wishbone?" That's a lot of cap and
Green.
wishbones. Green, yes.
My answer is green.
He's got so many questions. I don't know where to go anymore.
Just speed round. You'll just have to read them all.
Yeah, definitely not gonna read all of those. But Steve here asks, "Did you go to college, Captain? And if so, what degree did you get? And yeah, what career path would that have been in? If
I
you don't mind
did.
answering that."
Oh yeah, no, I don't mind at all. Yeah. I did go to college and I studied exercise physiology. I actually studied music education for 2 years. And then, like I said last week, they kind of just like took my hobby and my passion and turned it into a science. And I was like, I need to find a different thing. So I did minor in music. I had scholarship on my voice and on my trumpet, and then I got a exercise physiology degree. It's pre-physical therapy, but I graduated during COVID, and so it was really hard for me to find a doctorate program to join. So I just decided, like, instead of looking for another way to spend money, I just jump in the workforce, and yeah, here we are.
Makes sense. Makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, it was funny because, like I said, I graduated during COVID, so they sent me like a gift box. They're like, "Hey, congrats!" And I didn't realize it was the day I was supposed to be at commencement, but I was playing Minecraft and I beat the End Dragon by myself for the very first time, and I was like, "Hooray!" And then like 3 hours later, I was like, "Oh yeah, I should have walked today."
Oh no.
It was so funny.
Imagine missing that for Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh
mean, they
wow.
didn't have a commencement. I guess that's what I was saying.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense with it having been COVID, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it kind of sucked. Like my graduation was the only one I didn't sing at. I sang at every graduation for 6 years, all 6 years that I was there, because
Oh
I
wow.
changed majors. It took longer, but I sang at every single one, and the only one I couldn't sing at was my own. I was
Oh
sad.
wow.
Should we make that the thumbnail sentence? I missed graduation for Minecraft.
There we go. I like it. Oh, I like it.
That's perfect.
I had a question on my mind and I cannot remember it now.
There was a question. Can I? I'm gonna go off the rails. Can I?
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
I'm taking over. This is my podcast. Hey everyone, it's Capo, and this is yeah, it's my podcast now. So you probably don't recall, but you actually asked me my first question weeks and weeks ago. In the how can you get started episode, you said at minute 12 and 5 seconds, whoever is next on the podcast, let us know how your channel is going to save the world.
Okay.
Ooh,
Do you remember that question?
I do.
Knowing that I was going to be next on the podcast, of course I studied this out in my heart and mind. So okay. I'm being jovial and funny, but it's not a funny. So here's the thing. You're right. Not everyone's channel is going to save the world. But while I may not save the world, save the whole world for every person, can I save one person's whole world? Huh?
Okay.
Ooh.
Is thought provoking?
That is very thought provoking, yeah.
Yeah, like, so in the entertainment industry, your job is to distract people from what they're experiencing. They need to escape from something, right? Even if it's like they need to escape from great kids and an awesome family, they need to try something new. They need to go experience something new. And your job is to facilitate that. And so, like, you're not, like you said in your podcast in that episode, like, it's not going to change the whole world. But did somebody come and watch our videos? Did someone come and watch your videos? And was their life changed because of that? No? Huh?
That's very thought provoking, Cap.
Thought provoking, right?
Yeah.
And okay, let's go another level. Can we go another level?
Let's go another level.
So let's say, are you okay, Lane, being a little vulnerable here for
Yeah.
a second?
Yeah.
You've talked about it in the past. So I think you'd be okay with it. But so you said that when you started your channel, you were kind of in a rut. You were feeling kind of depressed. You were
Yes.
dealing with that.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
What would your life look like right now had you not started your channel?
Believe it or not, I've actually never thought of this question. I've never, not once, asked myself this, and I don't know why, if I'm being honest with you.
If it's a
really don't
mental
know.
playground that you don't want to spend too much time in, like I don't blame
Oh,
you at
what?
all. You don't.
Well, I just, I don't know. It's hard to picture now
Yeah,
because now I look back at that time frame. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
no, I was about to cut you off, so I'm sorry. Keep going.
But I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Back then, I was going through a lot of stuff, and at that time, I was just letting a lot of little stuff get to me, stuff that really should not have bothered me at all, really, or stuff that could have bothered me, but stuff that I should have just let go because it was out of my control. And that's pretty much where most of it came from at that time frame. So I think eventually I would have eventually gotten out of that rut one way or the other and
Mhm.
would have realized that. But I mean, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this, that's for sure.
So your question, how is your channel going to save the world? Let me reword it. Lane, how did starting your channel save your world?
I mean, it was a big thing. I mean, as you were talking about with the having an escape from the everyday life. I mean, that's what it was for me. Was an escape for me to forget about everything else that I had going on IRL at that time, and that's pretty much all it was just me opening up this silly little block game and doing some things, editing it
Mhm.
down and going with it. And that would consume a large portion of my time to a point that it did help quite a bit. It made the difference. 100%. And because of that, it has made me not only into a better content creator or a better, I guess, performer or something, I guess, but it has made me into a happier person, and I have made so many beautiful friendships along the way. I'm really racking my brain on this. It has really changed my perspective on a lot of things, just tenfold, because I've met so many beautiful, amazing, talented people that I
Mhm.
can happily say that I'm friends with, and because of these people, I'm happier today than I think I've ever been the rest of my life, or well, in
Yeah.
my past.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for letting me make you express that. Sorry, but I think that kind of just accentuates my point. Izzy, did you want to add anything? Did you have
I think it's a really cool perspective.
I think so. It's interesting.
Your world is worth saving, even if it's just for you.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if there were one person that got something out of the video, I think you guys have actually said this before on your podcast. If there was one person that got something out of it, like I think it'd be worth it. And even if that one person is me, I wouldn't I don't know, saved is the right word, but I mean maybe there's someone whose world I did save. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of pressure. I don't want to add that to anybody. Like this is serious. It's just a block game, but I mean like think about the people that we're influencing and why it's such an influence. It's just a block game. It's just kids
Yeah.
who people who play Minecraft. It's a kids game. But like people
But it's
are
so much more
being
than that now.
yeah, yeah, people are being influenced by it even despite all that, which means there's something more to it.
Yeah,
I
for
don't know.
sure. I don't know. I've never thought about it like this before, and I'm really glad that you brought this up, Cap, because this is a very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think on that some more, because I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm gonna think about it, because I genuinely am interested in this now.
Well, I'm glad you posed the question a couple weeks ago. Like, it's made me think, like, what is the value of my channel? And what is the value for me? And what is the value for others? And why am I doing it? And I don't know. It's a pretty cool thought experiment. Thank you for letting me answer the unasked questions.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for bringing it up, because I forgot we asked this question.
Okay, ask a lighthearted one. I can't be remembered for being so deep.
Well, now that I'm on the spot, I can't remember a lighthearted question that I
Hurry,
was
Lane.
gonna ask.
Hurry,
Okay, hold
something
on,
from the heart. Hurry,
Hold on.
Lane.
Oh, the heart. I'm scrolling through the fan Discord. Again, link in the description.
Your heart can't read.
Joke's on you. Neither can my brain.
We can't read.
Okay, another norm question here was, what is something you learned in Minecraft recently? Is there anything that you learned recently?
Yeah, K-Hug and I actually made a discovery the other day about target blocks. I can't remember what it was, but I know they're useful in Redstone.
They are. They are, yeah.
Yeah. I'll need some more education on that. Also, speaking of redstone, Zinc actually taught me a little bit. We were trying to get a repeated signal to go into a crafter, and he helped
Oh,
me
yeah?
with that. So that was great. Allays are tricky. Oh, I learned that allays almost can't die. That's cool.
Yeah?
I don't think I've ever put this many enchantments on my boots before.
Well,
Feel
that's probably
bad?
for the best, Cap.
I've never used conduits. I used that for the ship. I learned how freaking long it takes to drain sand or drain water.
Yeah, that does take quite a while to do. Yeah, I've got a lot of experience in that this season as well. So
Yeah. I was like, it won't take that long. And dude, like it was literally like 8 days straight. I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to bed. I was just trying to get that thing drained. It was
Yeah.
so awful.
I did the same thing with the Prismarine farm this season,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
and that was where Cube actually came out and helped me a little bit on it. Feather came out and helped me a little bit on it, and then he got me sidetracked, and we started scrolling through memes for about 2 hours.
Is there any better depiction of Feather?
No, no, I think that sums him up pretty much.
I put a feather distraction counter on my first episode because he wanted to
love
lead
it.
me off to give me the shame tato, and he was like, "Wait, look at this! Wait, let's harvest this pumpkin." I was like,
Yeah.
"Give me my present!"
I love it.
He's so funny. I love him.
He is. He's a great guy. I love Feather. One of my favorite waterfowl. I'll say that.
Goose is great too.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna ask the final question, which was also a fan question asked by Tedicus,
Love the guy.
and he asks,
Ted. Hi, Ted.
Hi, Ted. He asks, what is the best life advice you could give? I mean, we just ask here generally for best piece of advice that you can give, or anything that you'd like to say to the viewers. So you can combine all that in one if you'd like.
Hi, viewers. It's me, Captain Wishbone. Perhaps you remember me from such episodes as "Hi, who's new channel? Who dis?" and "Let's get started." A Titanic build. Well, as I sit here talking to you, I have to rack my brain for vocabulary words because my brain is very smooth and I don't hold information well. But I want you to know that despite not being able to remember words, I remember every kind word you've said. So keep on being kind. Thanks so much for all the kind things that you've said to encourage me to keep on coming back. When it comes to advice and to answer Tedicus's question, the words of my father ring true. Win, lose, or draw, that clock ain't gonna stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the podcaster voice now. So my dad, when I was in college taking finals, I was really stressed about a final, and he was like, "Look, man, you might succeed, and then tomorrow you'll move on. You might fail, and tomorrow you're gonna move on. Like whatever is ailing you, whatever you're challenged with, it'll be over someday. Like this too shall end, I believe the saying goes. So be diligent and work hard for perfection, but give yourself some grace and allow yourself to fail sometimes. And remember that even if you do fail, the clock isn't going to stop. You'll still have tomorrow, and we can try again." The end.
Love it.
That's beautiful advice, Gab. Beautiful.
I'm gonna
Thanks.
use
Alright.
that. Yeah, I'm taking that to
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna.
sure.
My wife wants a bracelet or a necklace that says "This too shall pass."
Oh
This too shall
yeah.
pass. That's what it is, and it helps to like stay in the moment, right? Like mentally. If it's a hard
Yeah.
thing, it'll be over soon. If it's a really exciting and happy thing, you know what? That's gonna end too. So you really have to learn to like appreciate the now
Mm-hmm.
and stop looking forward to certain events, because then you'll start wishing your life away, and it'll be all the worse for it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Be present.
Yeah.
Be present. This too shall pass. The good and the bad.
That's awesome.
Well,
I just threw my fishing rod in the
You
lake.
did.
Oh.
That was a good yeet.
classic Lane. I'm not gonna let you get that fishing rod. Darn it, he got it.
A little late. Oh, I can't get up. There we go.
Nice.
Well, folks, I think that's going to be where we wrap up this episode of the Castworks podcast. As always, thank you all so very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, Craftworks Fan Discord is in the description below. And be sure to go and check out Captain Wishbone and check out all of his content. Show him some love and support if you haven't already. And if you haven't, like, what are you doing with yourself? Seriously?
Oh, Lane, don't embarrass them. I'm sure they just couldn't find the subscribe button. It's the big
Yeah.
red one just below this film, okay?
Yeah,
There you go.
yes. Yeah, there you go. And while you're down there, hit the like button too.
Oh yeah. Let's get this out. Let's make people see it.
Yes, of course. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Thanks for being here.
Aw, I love you both.
Aw. Hello, all. Sorry to have like a little end card thing happening here, but Lane and I have a little bit of an announcement in the form of me not being a part of the podcast for the next little while, and there is a reason for it.
Yeah, I'm firing her.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I
There's
have to
that.
fire
Yeah,
her.
I
It
was
just is what it
late to
is.
one too many recording sessions, and I couldn't remember any of the questions, and it
Yeah,
got to be too
yeah.
much. So we're looking for another co-host. Applications down. No, I'm joking. Please don't actually apply in the comments.
She's not actually fired.
I'm not actually
before
fired.
before I have Izzy fans in my comment section.
No, I am not fired, and I'm not quitting either. I am just stepping aside for a new co-host to take my place while I am getting school finished up. Same reason I will not be joining anyone. I will not be joining everyone here for Craftwork Season 3. I am putting all of my energy into my studies to make sure I'm giving that the full attention it deserves, as well as spending more time with my friends IRL to make sure I am a balanced human being. Wouldn't recommend it. It's very time consuming. But I really appreciated my time here on the podcast. It was such a dream come true, honestly, for Lane and I to put this together and to have everybody
Yeah.
enjoy it just as much as we do. Some of you even more so, which is an absolute blessing. So thank you all so much for your support. We couldn't have asked for a better audience, viewership, or listeners, no matter how you consumed the podcast. We absolutely adore every single one of you. Thank you all so much for your support. I will miss being a part of the podcast, but please don't let this be a reason for you to stop listening, because the co-host that we have in mind is going to be even better, and we have so many more guests that we are so excited to interview in the future. So I really hope that you all stick around and bear with us as we change a few things up for the better. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode of Castworks. Thank you all.
Bye.
Goodbye.